It's the Scamly. What?
Join the stream, you know it's time. Keep it loud up and know it's good vibes. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Scamly channel. Today we are going to be doing. Do I sound weird? If I sound weird, ignore it. But today we are going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing a tutorial, a Blender tutorial, and this will be like a Blender mini series, little 1-2 bop. Okay. Today, first up, we have. Oh, before we get to it, hello. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and go down to the description box to click where you can find me on all social medias. I have a flowchart that has all of my pages. So if you want to connect with me on anything outside of YouTube, because as you can see, my YouTube isn't that active currently, because I am filming a show. You see it in the background. It is called Witch Reborn. But yes, I am filming this show and I want to put it out when it's at least halfway done or all the way done. So like the YouTube channel for now is going to be a little barren, other than these helpful little Blender tutorials we're going to be going through. But if you would like to follow me on any social media where I am posting other content, go ahead and click that flow
that
that flow chart link and follow me on those social medias. So yeah. Anyway, today we are going to be getting into Blender rendering. Okay, we're gonna be rendering some blendering. Is that how to say it? I don't freaking know. But we're gonna be teaching you guys how to render. So it looks a lot scarier than it is, because once you know what you're doing and what to look for and what to click, it's like secondhand nature. I navigate it as well as I navigate any Adobe products now, and I am an Adobe expert. So let's get into it. The first thing we're gonna only be doing on this tutorial, we're gonna be working on like doing poses for them, like putting them in Blender and doing a pose to take a picture. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna need is The Sims 4. Boom, bam, it's right here. All right. The second thing you're gonna need is, let's open the media of these. Don't worry about all of this. You're gonna need Sims 4 Studio. Okay. And then you're gonna need the Sims 4 Sim Ripper, so this is for you to be able to take the sim out of the game and put it into Blender. And then you're going to need the latest version of Blender. I have 2 Blender versions. We'll talk about this Blender version in a later tutorial. This one is the one that I use for posing, like making my own animations, making poses, blah, blah, blah. But the latest Blender is the one you're gonna need for rendering pictures and blah, 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 blah. So, all of the download links will be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. This is not a download tutorial. It's pretty simple. If you have trouble, I'm always here. Just at me in the comments or comment something and I'll try to help you as best I can through through the comment section. But again, this is not a download tutorial. This is not an installation tutorial. This is just how to set it up, okay? So first thing we're gonna wanna do is open up The Sims 4. Boom, and there she is. We have opened The Sims 4. The next thing we're gonna wanna do is click a save file. If you have a save file that you want to like do a render for, like if you have a character that you already have in mind that you wanna do a render for, look at me sharing all my secrets. Just go ahead and open it. Unless if you don't, you can just, if you just want to create a new character, you can just create a new character by clicking, new game, create a character, blah, blah, blah. But I already have someone that I want to do. So I'm going to go to play. She's actually going to be on the thumbnail. We're going to render her for the thumbnail of this video. So then we're going to go to the character. Just know what their names are, know who they are, please, because it is imperative. Okay, so here is the household we're going to be doing. It is Carmen. She's going to be on the thumbnail for this because I actually need her for the thumbnail for the episode that I'm currently working on. So we're going to be using Carmen in this outfit, and it's cute and it's fresh, and she's serving something. She's serving, rich, white, do not bother me. The cops are on the way, all right?
That's suspicious.
She's serving, all right? She's a beautiful sim. So we're going to take this one. Boom, bam. We have to check her over. This is how we want her to look. Typically, for thumbnails, you only are going to really get the top, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, just get out of there. Boom. You're done. And guess what? Guess what, guys? The Sims, you're done with it. Don't open it again. After that, you go to the Sim Ripper. Okay, you open the Sim Ripper. Once you extract the Sim Ripper, it'll be all of this stuff. Ignore, ignore, ignore. You only want to click the application, not the application manif. I don't even know what that is. Never clicked it, never touched it. But the application is here. So you click the Sim Ripper. It'll take a while. The Sim Ripper takes some time. Don't rush her. Don't rush her. She has a mind of her own sometimes, okay? So anyway, just go ahead. It'll take time. What you want to do is you want to find the save file that you have. I already know that save file by heart. It is this one. You can identify the save file by the last 3 numbers, which you can find out actually by going to the Sims and looking at the save file, and it just shows you the last 80 numbers. But if you want an easier way to do that, just go, once you're in the Sims, save your game, do date modified, and the first one will always be the one that you just saved. So open that, right? If you want to make finding your Sim easier, this is unnecessary, but you can just untick all of these. You can go down to her name. Her last name is Sutton. It is in alphabetical order, so here she is. However, don't click her yet. You want to make sure all of this is done correctly. So on this side, you want to click, it'll probably be on single mesh and texture. Click solid glass meshes and textures. You can do HQ or standard. I'm choosing standard. HQ takes a while. Like, I've done some HQ ones and they take a while to load up the model. So don't do that. If you don't feel like waiting, don't do it. If you don't care about the waiting, and I mean, I personally didn't notice a difference in the Sim, so I don't know, but I guess we're moving on. Anyways, standard, solid, and glass meshes and textures. Click this, check this box, clean DAE mesh, removes doubles. That is I feel like this is imperative. I don't know why. I don't know why, but just trust me, all right? Just trust me. That's why you're here. We're here for trust. We're building trust, all right? So just trust me. Click this, and then we're going to look down, blend, yeah. Leave all of this blank, okay? Now that you got your whole entire thing set up, you can go ahead and click Carmen. It will be like it's working, but it's working on pulling the Sim. It's working on ripping the Sim. It'll give you this not responding for a bit, all right? Do not fret. It does that all the time. Just wait it out, all right? It's gonna respond. I don't know why it does this. It just does this, okay? So look, right, it's back. It's responding, although it's taking a while. So we will be back when she's ready to save. But anyways, here she is in all of her glory. So we got this. This is the outfit we want. If you want a different outfit, you can change it. It has their everyday, their nude, their party, their everything. Their everything is there, all right? So, but this is the outfit we're going with. So we click this outfit, right? And then we do save as DAE. Again, it will do working. It will be like, I'm working on it. Don't rush me, all right? But this process, I realized takes longer depending on how much things your Sims have on. She has on not that many things. So this relatively took a short amount of time. However, these are the other girls that I have. They're my K-pop girlies. However, one in particular, Taeyeon, she takes forever to save. I will sit at this computer for a good 15 minutes waiting for her to save. I don't know what she has on that's so like hard for the Sims Ripper to comprehend, but it's sickening. Anyway, so we got the Sim now. She's saved. We got her DAE file. This DAE file is the model. It is the model and the textures that we're going to be putting in Blender. So technically now you have her ready for Blender, okay? Delete. You can close the Sim Ripper. It's done. You don't need to open it anymore, all right? Now you can open Blender. So here we go. We are going to go back to my media file. We are going to open the newest version of Blender. And boom, it looks frightening.
Jesus Christ.
I know, but guess what? I promise you, it's really not. It's not frightening. Delete all of this because you don't delete this one. I'm going to show you why. It's just for a look purpose. You can delete it if you want. I keep it in until I add a new light source. So immediately you're going to go to the corner where they're kind of like connected and pull this over. Move this to like right here. This will be our working stage and this will be our editing stage. All right. So to get the sim in, you're like, how do I get it in here? All right. We're going to go to File, Import, and what is that? The DAE file. What's a DAE file? Our sim with their textures, and their meshes and everything in abundance. That's what the DAE file is. It's a model, so we have them. And we're looking for Carmen. Import. There she is. Whoa! It's the model. Whoa! She doesn't look that fun, all right? She doesn't really look that fun right now, but don't worry. We're gonna make it better. The first thing you can do is click the viewport shading. It'll put the colors on her, but not quite right. They're kind of washed out right now. That's because you haven't given them any shading yet. So these are just the colors. You haven't added the shading. You haven't added the textures really all that well. You just added the colors for now. But so what do you go to? You go up here on this side, not this one. This side, you click this little hashtag bubble sign. I don't know what this is, but it's the 3D viewport. But you click the hashtag bubble sign up here, okay? And then you do shader editor, which you can also do by pressing Shift F3. It's a hotkey. Learn those hotkeys. They're there to help you, all right? Because I'm going to teach you a few. So over here now, this is our editor mode, and we're going to be editing her textures and colors over here, which is, it sounds a lot when I say that, but it's not. It's literally like 4 clicks. Go over here to this side and then click the little drop down on the rig. That's Carmen. Click the first one and this will be her body textures. Oh, so you click. If you want to move it, you don't have to do this. It's just my screen is little, so that's why I'm moving it. But you move this over here, all right? You go to the specular window, and go to the color node. These are nodes. They're the little bubbles on the side. Ooh, learning with Kass. And you drag the color node up to the specular on the principled BSDF file. And did you see what it did? Look, I don't think you saw. Let's redo it. Let's take this down. Look at her. You see, washed out, you know, and now boom, slightly more color, slightly more tanned. It's what we're living for, all right? And then you press Shift A. So hold Shift and then click A, go down to shader, do mix shader, and you put it directly in between. Oh, look. But now it's a little too shaded, all right? And that's because the BSDF connected to the shader here. You got to move it down to this one, all right? And then go to the base color, go to the alpha node, and connect it to the FAC node on this mix shader. And boom, she's back. We press Shift A again, go into the shader, go down to transparent BSDF, just put it anywhere, but I like to just put it above here for reference. Connect this BSDF node to the shader on the mix shader. And boom, this is the color. This is how she looks, all right? But now you're like, girl, wait a minute. Why is her eyelashes looking like that? Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. Her eyelashes are her glass textures. So Their glass textures are usually their nails, maybe some jewelry. It depends, but normally it's their eyelashes for me. Click it. Not every, and I warn you, not every sim will have glass textures. Normally people don't put eyelashes on their male sims. If you don't, you're probably doing the work of the devil, because boys have eyelashes too. I don't understand why people don't. But anyway, some people don't, so their sim won't have eyelashes. And they won't have a glass texture, so it's fine. But she has glass texture, so we're gonna work with it. And it's basically, you do the same exact thing. So specular, color node, up to the specular and the principal BSDF file. Then we do what? You got it, Shift A. Go down to mix shader, put it in between, connect this one down here. Where does the alpha go? That's right, it go to the fact. And then we do Shift A again. And then we're doing what? Translucent? No ma'am. No ham, no turkey, or gravy, or spam. We're doing transparent BSDF. Wow, BSDF, you need to learn this. It'll be your best friend. It really won't, but just boom. And now you're like, her eyelash is still looking a little wonky, because you have to put it in an alpha hash. So what does that mean? You go over to this little, all of this confusing looking stuff over here, right? It's confusing because you don't have to worry about it. Don't even look. You just skip it all and go boop. And this is her eyelash material. So you go down, this blend mode is what you're going to change. It's on opaque. You go open that, and then you do alpha hashed. Boom. Her lashes are what? Lashing. Ain't it? Ain't it? Don't worry about these little dots. They're the rig. They won't show up in your picture. But while we're speaking about the dots, you can click the dots. However, you don't really need to click it. You can just click rig. And then boom, it highlights them. After you do this, you're going to click on your keyboard, hit the letter I. Boom. You're going to go down. It'll bring up this little menu. You're going to go to location, rotation, and scale. Bam. And what did you just do? You just locked her in position. This isn't the position you want her in, but trust me, you locked her in good. So you're going to go over here, right, to the bubble. Now you're going to go to the bubble, change from the shader editor to non-linear animation. You're going to click this drop button down, and then it'll bring like a NLA track. You don't need this, all right? You're going to not shift click. You're going to left. What is this? You're going to right click it. You're going to click it, all right? You're going to click it till it brings up this menu. And then, yeah, you're going to right click it until it brings up this menu, and you're going to do delete strip, because you don't need that. You could have also clicked it and pressed delete on your keyboard or X on your keyboard. Those are some, shortcuts that you could have did, but I'm just, Either way, you want to delete it till it looks like this. It's perfect. It's beautiful. This is how you're going to put the animation in. And this tutorial isn't about showing you how, don't worry about that, that won't show. This tutorial isn't showing you about how to manually pose them. This is how to put in a pose you already have. So that is where the Sims 4 Studio come in. So this, we can save it for now if you want to. Now, this is a part where you're going to need to put in an animation. So what you can do to find animations, you go to good old Google. You go Sims 4 cute poses. I don't know. Sims 4 cute poses. You click one. This is the one you want. Ooh, I like her while she's doing this. I like her while she's doing this. All of these things. You click it. You go to it. You go to wherever it is. You find it. It's on the SimSim. You go to the SimSim. Boom, boom, bam. And then you download the pose. However, I already have a pose pack in mind that I'm going to be doing. But on the SimSim, you would just download the pose and then just save it somewhere that you can get to it later. All right. All right. So now we have the Sims 4 Studio opened up. Now, if you cannot click any of these, I'm going to tell you why. You didn't put your name in, so go ahead and put your creator studio name in, all right? Mine's is TheScamilyProductions. Honestly, it took me too long to figure this out when I first figured it out. I was like, why can't I click? It'll like keep pulling up this pop-up message. If you can hear like grass cutting in the back, I'm sorry. I'll try to cut it out in editing. But yeah, so we have this. We have the studio set up. This is all well and dandy. We'll get into this when we need to get into this. When we want to put our own animations in. When we want to make some recolors, pull some objects to put into Blender, you know, blah, blah, blah. That type of stuff. But for right now, we don't need any of this. We're going to go over to My Projects. This is where you go ahead and use the pose pack. Find that pose pack that I told you to download. And remember where you downloaded it. Find it. All right? Click it. Mine is going to be by Ratboy SIMS. Love their poses. I have so many of their poses. A lot of my group poses come from them. They are just amazing. So here are all the poses, right? You don't want to do anything here. You just want to go over to clips, all right? You pick the pose that you want. Do I want her looking like this? Do I want her looking like this? I think this is very Carmen. She's giving very shy. She's giving very ooh. She's giving you know. So let's go ahead and click this one. Then you'll have this. What is this? Something you don't need. You're just gonna export. Boom. You're gonna export it. Let's export it into animations. These are all my personal animations. If you guys, yeah, we'll get into that later. But these are all my personal animations. So we're gonna name it. I already have I have a folder for this. Poses for Blender. See, I'm so organized for no reason. So here it is. We're gonna name it Carmen. That's it, and that's all you do. So that should be where it is. It'll start exporting the animation. After this is done, you want to go back into Blender. Boom. There's Carmen. There she is. That's the pose. See, I told y'all Ratboy SIMS. We love. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and open up where we saved her. Not this. This is the save file for the entire thing. But we're going to go to, what is it? Media. Just find where you saved her. Mine is in my poses for Blender. And then here she is. We're going to hit Append. Then it's going to bring up this. You need to skip all of this. Go down to Actions. And here's the pose. Append. So how do you put it on there? Very, very, very simple. So we click this. Make sure this is highlighted. Then we go to Add Action Strip. And there it is. And look. Here she is, our shy queen, all right? She's ready for the Blender scene. So we go ahead and go to 3D viewport on this side. What we want to put on this side is click the last little shader bubble. This is the viewport shading. This is a rendered view, so you'll be able to see how she'll look rendered. This ain't all that, but we're going to make it all that, all right? But you can't just have her like this, all right? I mean, you could, but you don't want to. You got to put something on her. You got to put a little zhuzh. This is why I keep that light as well, just to, you know, see the shading on her. You can delete it now if you want, but yeah, let's delete it. Delete it. Go like this. Boom, blam. And then we got her over here looking gorgeous in all of her shading and rendered beauty. All right, so now here's a few things we got to do. I'm going to put a background on her, so go to add if you want to do this. I do add mesh and then plane. This is a plane. I'm going to raise it up so it's behind her, but make it bigger by clicking the S button on your keyboard, you know, the letter, and then you just pull it in, out with your mouse. But I'm gonna make it like yay big. Turn to this side. So because I'm gonna stand it up. Click this one, click the rotate option, and rotate it on the red axis. And all right, go back to the move tool and push it back. so it's not on top of her. And there you have it. It's the background. I typically take this out. When I take a picture, I use this, render this picture, and then take the background out of it if I'm doing a thumbnail. If I'm doing a rendered scene, like a rendered picture in there, that's a whole other thing because I add in objects and things. If you want to see some pictures, here's some pictures. Boop, boop, boop. But anyway, we are just working with this one, so she'll be on our thumbnail today. So she's in the pose we want her to be in. So what do we do now? We click this, we go to new. Oh, we go to click new, and then you can change this. This is like the textures of this. I typically like using glossy, but you can use anything for a clean cut, you know, pull from render, like to remove the background. You should probably stick to principles, which is what we're going to be doing, removing the background. Change the base color to like green, you know, like a green screen. So whatever software you use, be it Canva, be it Photoshop, you can easily just remove the background from it. Then we are going to go over here. We're going to add then we're going to add in some light sources, because as you can see, my girl's looking a little dark. For now, the light sources, it depends. What are you trying to accomplish? If I want them to look like they're in the Blender scene, like making a scene strictly for Blender, then I use the sun, because it adds these dynamic shadows and lighting is just chef kiss. If I want to pull them out for a thumbnail, I use the point light. Alright, so we're going to use the point lighting. I know, it looks a little funky right now. Just wait a second. Because you know why we're going to use the point lighting? Because we're not going to use all of her body. It doesn't matter. We're taking her out. Alright, we're taking her out. It doesn't really matter. So that's why I'm using the point lighting. We're going to go ahead and do power to like raise the power of it. It depends on like if you want it lighter, darker, like if you feel like it's not light enough, you feel like not dark enough, you adjust it to how you want it. Nobody can tell you what's right or what's wrong during this scenario. All right. But I mean, I like it like that. It's cute. It's got a little zhush. It's what we need. So this is basically it. So after we set the lighting to how we want it, I'm moving this around like this by holding down the middle clicker, the scrolly wheel, and just moving my mouse. If you want to move up and down, you hold shift with the middle clicker and you move up and down, left and right, blah, 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 blah. And that's how to control like the Blender movements or whatever. But that's it. Boom, 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 boom. All right. And so we got our shadow, we got our light source in. So this is what we're going to render out essentially, which this doesn't look all that great right over there, does it? No. So what is this? This is the render engine. This is how you want it to look. Eevee takes no time. It is like that. If you want your sim to look like this, then just render it in Eevee. It's done. But I like a little higher quality, so I do cycles rendering, and wow, she just looked that much good. Did you see what it did? So here's the cycles rendering. All right, so we do cycles over here, girl, and my rendering is set to 128 by standard, but I definitely put it up to like 500. I actually have a gaming computer. It's a cyber power, so I can handle putting it up to 1,000 if I want it, but I put it to 500, whatever, in that mid-range. I just put it at 500 and something, so it just looks that much good. Go down to the denoising effect, click this just so it gets rid of the noise in the picture when it is rendered out, so you won't see like the little noise effect, like, ooh, that's noisy, you know. Anyway, and now she's ready to take the picture. She's posed. We got our model. She's posed. She's colored. She has a light source on her. She is ready to go on a thumbnail, essentially. So now we have to add the camera. Boom. It'll appear down here. Pull it back on the green axis. All right. Hold on. pull it back on the green axis, pull it up on the blue axis. Now, this doesn't really matter. However, we're going to change the camera for this one. So we're going to do perspective. We're going to change it to orthographic. And then you'll see it's a wide shot over here. Oof, it's a wide, girl. We're not going to use all that space. Also, we're going to change the resolution of it to 1080. It'll change the sizes. So, boom. Go back to the actual thing, to the camera, and take your click the orthographic scale and move it, left or right, depending. Mine's is left, so I scroll into her. I only really want this section of her. So you just adjust the camera to how you want it. You can also, while in camera view over here, you can control the camera over here. Wow, we're wizards. Who needs Harry Potter when you yourself can be the wizard? Okay, so here's what we like. This is the money shot. This is the shot we're looking for. Okay, she's posed correctly. The camera may look like it's wonky over there, but that's okay. She's posed correctly. We got her over here looking the way we want. If we want to look how she'll look in this view, simply go, same thing. Press 0 over here to click and see how she'll look over here. But we're going to remove the background anyway. So this is the angle we want her at. She's looking good. She's looking scrumptious. She will be on this thumbnail. All right. So now what you do here, once you got it all set up, this is how you want it to look. Everything is everything. You click, okay, Discord. Anyway, you click render. Boom. Now you're rendered. It will depend on, your cycles, because cycles render does this. It takes a while. However, it gives you the best rendering quality. So I suggest doing cycles if you can. If not, definitely use Eevee. But I can, so I'm going to use cycles to get the most out of all the work we just did. All right. So boom, boom, boom. She's going to be rendered. It's going to take some time. It depends on, the settings that you did first. It depends on the rendering setting. It depends on cycles. So just give it some time, but we will come back after it's done. And she is rendered. So now what you want to do is go to image, click save as, wherever you want to save it. We're going to put it here. Carmen, and save image. Now the rest is up to you. Whatever you want to do with it is what you want to do with it. This is not like a thumbnail making tutorial, so like I'm not gonna make the thumbnail on here, but we've accomplished a lot today. All right, we went into the Sims. We got her looking like how we wanted her to look for the picture, right? We got out of the Sims. We went into the Sims Ripper. We pulled her from the Sims Ripper. We put her into Blender. We got her looking right, got her looking tight. Then we put a pose on her using the Sims 4 Studio and a pose of your choice. And then we rendered the picture. And that is the tutorial. That is how to simply just render your sim. This is just the rendering sim tutorial. So if this was at all helpful, let me know. If it wasn't, still let me know. So many people wanted me to just show a tutorial on how to do it and show my little tips and tricks. The tips and tricks isn't really that much for like things like this, because it's there's really like, I could go through hotkeys with you, but I don't really use hotkeys when I'm just rendering photos for thumbnails. So, but anyways, yeah, that was all. That's how to do it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section below, or follow me on any of my social medias and message me on there. But I love you guys so much. And remember, guys, if you can't beat them, scam them. Bye.